Good morning, my Real News Media TV family. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning, and I'm wishing for everyone a wonderful and a productive day. And in the news this morning, woman hit by car while crossing Mandela Highway dies. The woman who was on Wednesday night hit by a car while crossing the Mandela Highway in Central Village, St. Catherine, has succumbed to her injuries in hospital. Kemisha Thompson, 27, a cosmetologist of Washington Drive in Windsor Heights in Central Village, passed away on Thursday. The incident is being investigated by the police. It is reported that about 7:30 p.m. on Wednesday, Thompson was crossing a section of the highway in the vicinity of Sherwin-Williams when she was hit by a Nissan Caravan motor vehicle. She sustained severe injuries and was assisted to the Spanish Town Hospital, where she was admitted. She later died. Family still optimistic 2 years after British man goes missing in St. Bess. Nearly 2 years have passed since a British citizen, Cedric Mitchell, disappeared in Jamaica, but his family remains hopeful he will be found. However, they are frustrated with what they described as the slow and apathetic response of the Jamaican police in their search efforts. Maxine Mitchell told the news that her brother, who had divided his time between Jamaica and England for 22 years, went missing from his home on Nation Road in Pepper District, St. Elizabeth, on July 29, 2023. She said she was alerted to his disappearance when her 56-year-old brother, who she said is usually very active on his phone, failed to respond to her messages and calls. Ms. Mitchell said a friend of her brother made a report to the Santa Cruz police station, but the police required a relative of the missing man to corroborate the story. As a result, she traveled to Jamaica on September 29, 2023 and made the report. She remained on the island for 11 months, desperate to find her brother and to provide any assistance she could to the security forces. However, she was discouraged by the attitude of the officers enlisted. The investigating officer has been changed a few times. The last investigating officer has not been engaging, she said. Distressed by the slow progress and growing despondent, she said the family even sought the services of a private investigator, but there has been no success on his end either. Assistant Superintendent of Police Jamar Stoner, in charge of crime in St. Elizabeth, told the news that the British High Commission is being kept up to date with the investigation into Mr. Mitchell's disappearance and had indicated they would speak with his family members. He noted that the police have exhausted all channels in trying to find Mr. Mitchell and are seeking any information from the public that could help in finding him. After a certain amount of time passes, the information is harder to obtain, and that's the problem that they are facing. No new leads to follow, he said. Meanwhile, Ms. Mitchell said her brother has 6 children, 3 adults who live in England and 3 teenagers from his marriage to a Jamaican woman. He reportedly divorced his Jamaican wife in 2015. She added that he worked as a truck driver in England and sold art. He was in the process of setting up a tour business before his disappearance. "This is not like my brother to go missing like that. He is a career man," she said. Describing her brother as a very helpful and kind, she said his disappearance has taken a huge toll on his family, especially his 87-year-old mother. "I have 2 hopes. One, that he is alive, and the second, that if he isn't, we will find him, and we will bring him or bury him where he loved the most, and where he loved the most is Jamaica." Cops awaiting DPPs ruling on lawman's death in St. James hit-and-run case. It would appear that the charges leveled against Dylan Reed, the St. James man implicated in the October 2024 hit-and-run death of Constable Linroy Codner, will be addressed separately, as he is now before the court for other offenses arising from the incident. When Reed appeared before the St. James Parish Court on Wednesday, he was only called upon to answer the charges of not having insurance coverage, driving dangerously, having no driver's license, failing to stop at the request of a constable, and not stopping after an accident. Reed's attorney, Chuma Paris, told the presiding judge, Keisha Grant Price, that his client was not prepared to answer to those charges, as he had come expecting to deal with a greater issue of causing death by dangerous driving. In response, the investigating officer told the court that the file in relation to the death by dangerous driving charge has been sent to the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution for a formal ruling. The order was made through this court for certain things to be done at a certain time. Arising from that, with the material that the police had, certain traffic offenses were proffered against Mr. Reed, and he was summoned for those charges, following which a file was prepared and subsequently submitted to the Office of the DPP in relation to the death by dangerous driving charge, and we are now awaiting that ruling, the officer told the court. I spoke with the superintendent this morning, who indicated that the Criminal Investigation Branch headquarters is actually in dialogue with Ms. Claudette Thompson, the acting DPP, to get an early ruling in the matter pertaining to certain other aspects of the case, the officer added. Following that explanation, the judge set the other traffic matters for continuation on March 12 and bound over Reed for that date. There is a big matter that you will be summoned or arrested and taken back into custody for. We all know that matter, sir. Look out for that matter, as that matter is coming. What is happening in relation to that matter is that the police have sent the file to the Office of the DPP, and they are going to rule in relation to that matter, Grant Price told Reed. You are before the court now in relation to these matters: no insurance coverage, driving dangerously, no driver's license, failing to stop at the request of a constable, and not stopping after an accident. On March 12, you will return to court in relation to these matters. Reed surrendered to the police on October 5, 2024, one day after Codner was struck and flung over a precipice by a white Toyota Probox motor car while he was on duty in Granville, St. James. Codner subsequently died of his injuries on October 20. Legal battle looms over policewoman's cancelled promotion. A police detective who was promoted to the rank of sergeant, then had it rescinded a day later, is fighting to get back her promotion. Already, Detective Constable Elisa Hutchinson has hired an attorney who has since written to Police Commissioner Dr. Kevin Blake, hinting at illegal action. Our client would prefer to focus on criminal investigations and intelligence gathering rather than fighting in court with the organization which she enjoys working for, her attorney Donovan Collins said in the letter obtained by the news. Hutchinson, who is assigned to the Manchester Police, was among 16 police personnel who were promoted to the rank of sergeant on September 19 last year. The announcement was published in the Force Orders, the official internal communication organ for members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force. However, the next day, according to Collins, Hutchinson was told by head of the Manchester Police, Deputy Superintendent Kerry Duncan, that the promotion was an error and had been rescinded. Duncan indicated that he was acting on the instructions of the police high command, Collins claimed in his letter. That reversal was confirmed in the Force Orders, published 1 week later on September 26. The promotion appearing for Regulation Number Redacted, Detective Constable Elisa K. Hutchinson, to the rank of sergeant is cancelled, the Force Orders stated. For the avoidance of doubt, the member remains a detective constable. The reversal has caused Hutchinson great humiliation and severe emotional distress, according to her attorney. Nearly 4 months later, on January 12 this year, Hutchinson was recognized with a plaque for her committed and dedicated service to the Manchester Division Criminal Investigation Branch. In 2015, Hutchinson was freed by a judge at the St. James Parish Court of corruption charges related to the 2013 escape of a man who was in custody at the Freeport Police Station, also in St. James. It was alleged that she collected $200,000 from the girlfriend of the detainee to help with his release in January 2013. However, after a trial, then resident magistrate Carlin Tai ruled that the prosecutors had not approved the case against Hutchinson. The commanding officer for the Manchester Police declined to comment on the reason for the reversal, noting that promotions are in the purview of the Commissioner of Police. the commissioner promotes or demotes. I can't comment on that, he said. But Collins believes his client is being victimized because of the allegations which he said were tested and dismissed by a court. He said this would be a breach of constitutional and other laws. He cited Section 16(5) of the Constitution, which indicates that every person charged with a criminal offense shall be presumed innocent until they are found guilty. According to Collins, Hutchinson remained on suspension for over 2 years after the charges were dismissed. He disclosed, too, that the JCF attempted to have his client face an internal court of inquiry, but said this was later abandoned. It is unfortunate that despite her hard work, which has been recognized by some members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force High Command, she is still being victimized because of a matter for which she has maintained her innocence, Collins said. He urged the police commissioner to ensure that the promotion is restored so that this matter does not have to add to the already packed court system. Guys, thanks for watching. Please join us this afternoon at 2 p.m. for another news update.